Hello students, welcome to my physics class. This is Shumi Roy from Techno India Group Public School, Shiliguri, and today we are going to learn about light. We already know many things about light. How it travels, how it gets reflected, how images are formed. In this class, we will learn a bit more about some of these things. We will also learn about things that make vision possible and about some problems related to vision. Light can travel through various mediums like air, glass, water and oil. Generally, when light passes from one medium to another, it bends at the surface separating the two. The bending of light when light travels from one medium to another is called refraction of light. The bent image of a pencil dipped in a liquid is due to refraction of light. The image produced by a magnifying glass is also due to refraction. Apart from forming images, refraction can cause certain types of light to split into different colors. For example, sunlight and torchlight are the mixture of lights of different colors. When the light from these sources bend sharply due to refraction, the colored lights they are made up of get separated. However, lights such as the green light of laser pointer or the yellow light of sodium vapor lamp are single color lights. They do not split on refraction. When light of all colors are mixed in a certain proportion, the result is a colorless light called white light. Sunlight is an example of white light. It is a mixture of lights of 7 main colors. On refraction, light of different colors bend by different amounts. So when light made up of different colors get refracted, its components tend to separate or split. The splitting of light into its component colors on refraction is called dispersion of light. Normally, after refraction, the separation between the component colors of light is so little that they are not visible. But if the component get bent very sharply, the separated colors become visible. For example, when white light falls at a certain angle on a glass prism, it splits into its 7 component colors. In the activity, we get a band of 7 colors, which gradually changes from one color to another. The set of colors formed on splitting of white light is called spectrum of light. These colors appear in the order violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. We can remember this band as VIBGYOR. Similarly, when sunlight passes through raindrops at certain angles, it splits and forms a beautiful rainbow. We know that eye is one of the most important sense organs. Eyes help us to see. We see things only when light coming from them enters our eyes. But what is inside our eye that enables us to see? Let us find out. To know what is inside our eye that enables us to see, it is important to understand its structure and working. So let us start with the structure of the eye. The eye enclosed in a nearly spherical eyeball. A protective white membrane called the sclera covers most of the eyeball. The eyeball has a small bulge at the front which has a transparent membrane over it called the cornea. Behind the cornea lies a colored disc-shaped diaphragm called the iris. The iris has a small opening called the pupil. Light entering through the pupil falls on a flexible lens which is attached to the set of ciliary muscles. The space in front of the lens is filled with a watery fluid called the aqueous humor, and the space behind the lens is filled with a jelly-like fluid called the vitreous humor. Light entering the eye finally falls on the retina. Now let us learn how the eye works. The major function of the eye are to allow the right amount of light to pass through under different condition of light to form its image, and then to send information about the image to brain. These functions are performed by different parts of the eye. The iris controls the amount of light entering the inner part of the eye to ensure the best possible brightness of the image. In dim light, the iris automatically widens the pupil to let in more light, and in bright light, the iris contracts the pupil to keep out excess light. Light falling on the eye refracts as it passes through the cornea. The lens and the fluid together, they act as a converging lens system which forms the image. To ensure that the image of objects at different distance are equally sharp, the ciliary muscles contract and relax to change the curvature of the lens to which they are attached. The retina has numerous sense receptors to collect information about an image. These receptors are actually the ending of special nerve cells. The axons of these nerve cells come together to form the optic nerves. Image information is transmitted to the brain by these nerves. The brain uses this information to show the image. There are two kinds of cells: cones, which are sensitive to bright lights, and rods, which are sensitive to dim light. Cone senses colors. The image formed on the retina is inverted and very small. The brain shows us a larger and erect image. There are no sense receptors at the spot where the optic nerve leaves the eye. When an image is formed on this spot, information about it cannot be picked up. So we cannot see the image formed there. This spot is therefore called the blind spot. Each eye has a blind spot. Now, as we know about the structure and working of human eye, let us discuss a phenomena related to vision. The image of an object seen by our eyes persists on the retina for about 1/16th of a second, even after the object has disappeared from our view. This happens because the stimulate light sensitive cells of the retina takes a little time to come back to their original state. The ability of an eye to continue to see the image of an object for a very short duration, even after the object has disappeared from view, is called persistence of vision. Due to persistence of vision, if we look at a bright object and then close our eyes, the image of the object remains in our eye for a very short duration. And it is due to the phenomena persistence of vision that we are able to see movie pictures in a cinema hall. This is because if the still pictures of a movie object are flashed on our eyes at a rate faster than 16 pictures per second, then due to persistence of vision, the eyes perceives this object as moving. The movies that we see are actually a number of still pictures in the form of long films, which are taken in proper sequence with a movie camera. These still pictures are projected on the screen of a cinema hall at a rate of 24 pictures per second, which is much faster than 16 pictures per second, with the help of a film projector. Under this condition, the image of one picture seen on the screen persists on the retina till the image of next picture falls on the screen, and so on. Due to this, the slightly different image of the successive picture present on the film merge smoothly into one another and give us the feeling of moving image or movie, as shown in figure. Nature has provided eyes with eyelids to prevent any object from entering the eye. Eyelids also shut out lights when not required. Eye is such a wonderful instrument that it normally can clearly see distant object as well as object nearby. The minimum distance at which the eye can see object distinctly varies with age. The most comfortable distance at which one can read with a normal eye is about 25 cm. Thus, the range of vision of a normal human eye is the range of distance from which human eye can see an object clearly. It ranges from infinity to 25 cm. That is the range between far and near point. Sometimes a problem in the eye can cause a defect in vision or even blindness. Common defects of vision includes myopia and hypermetropia. A person with myopia or nearsightedness can see nearby objects clearly but has difficulty in seeing faraway objects. Myopia is caused by the elongation of the eyeball, whereas a person with hypermetropia or farsightedness can see faraway objects clearly but has difficulty in seeing nearby objects. The usual cause of hypermetropia is the shortening of the eyeball. In these defects, because of the changed size of the eyeball, the image is formed either in front of the retina or behind it. This can be corrected by using lenses of glasses or contact lenses. The lenses bend light in such a way that the image is formed on the retina. Myopia is corrected with the help of a concave lens, whereas hypermetropia is corrected with the help of a convex lens. Some problems of the eye lead to partial or total loss of vision. The loss of vision in some people is so severe that they cannot do many everyday tasks without help. Such loss of vision is called blindness. Some people are born blind and some become blind because of a disease. Cataract is common cause of reduced vision. In this condition, the lens of the eye gradually turns cloudy, usually with age. As a result, the vision turns hazy. Cataract is easily corrected by replacing the lens of the eye by surgery. However, if cataract remains untreated, the lens can become totally opaque, making the person blind. As a matter of fact, cataract is the leading cause of blindness because Cataract surgery is out of reach of the people living in the poor and underdeveloped regions of the world. Another common cause of blindness is lack of proper nutrition. Nutritional blindness is caused when the diet lacks vitamin A. A series of eye problems occurs which eventually leads to blindness. In the beginning, the patient is unable to see properly at night or in dim light. This condition is called night blindness. This is followed by extreme dryness of the eye, the softening and clouding of the cornea, and other problems. These conditions finally lead to blindness. In earlier stages, nutritional blindness can be treated by taking high doses of vitamin A. A balanced diet that provides adequate amount of vitamin A prevents the disease. Vitamin A rich food includes leafy vegetables like spinach, vegetables like papaya, carrot and pumpkin. Butter, ghee, eggs, fish liver oil and animal livers are also rich sources of vitamin A. It is necessary that we take proper care of our eyes. Now, let us discuss some do's and don'ts during taking care of the eye. Wash your eyes with clean cold water. Do not use too bright or too dim light while reading or doing work. Avoid reading in a moving vehicle. Self-treatment could be dangerous to the eyes. Good nutrition is very important for both our general and eye health. If dust particles go into your eyes, never rub your eyes. Wash your eyes with clean water. Never read by keeping the books too close or too far. Always read at normal distance. Close your eyes and try to do something you do every day, like putting toothpaste on a toothbrush. You will soon realize how difficult it is to do things if you cannot see what you are doing. People who cannot see face such difficulties every day. They depend on their other senses of touch, smell and sound. And with practice, they learn to use these senses better than people with sight. One of the things the blind cannot do is read ordinary books. So they learn to read books printed in Braille. Braille is a system of representing characters by raised dots. Combination of raised dots in a 6-dot cell make up different characters. The characters are read by touching them with fingers. This system was invented by Louis Braille, who lost his sight as a child. Blindness does not stop people from doing great things. Helen Keller was about 2 when she became blind and deaf following an illness. But she learned to write and read Braille and went on to study in a college and even write books. Throughout her life, she worked to help the blind and the deaf. She showed them how people with disabilities can hold their head high. Like Helen Keller and Louis Braille, there are many other blind heroes. The English poet John Milton dictated his best known work, Paradise Lost, after he became blind. Surdas, the famous poet and saint, was blind. Steve Wonder was born blind. He went on to become a famous musician and won an Oscar and many Grammy Awards. With this topic, we end our chapter. Thank you.